And Steely is going to get up, get some space for Connor, and take a swipe at him.
Okay.
Steely hits an armor class of 18.
18 will hit.
And deals 6 force damage.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
It's going to bring us back to Gus.
Gus is going to step through the gate here.
Gus is thinking with portals.
Drop the torch. And to draw his hammer. And he's going to green flame blade this guy. That is a 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
All right. And that is, no, I need d8s. 3. All right. That is 9 magical bludgeoning and 7 fire damage. And the drow next to him. So that's 9 and 7 on this guy. And then the other blue guy takes 7 fire damage.
Okay.
And as my bonus action, that is a 13 to hit.
13 will not hit.
And you know what? This guy seems this guy right here seems sufficiently dangerous enough to where action surge.
Okay.
So let's see. We have another green flame blade on this guy, and that is a 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
And he takes 8 plus 7, 15 magical magical bludgeoning damage, and 13 fire damage.
That is quite a lot.
And his drow buddy takes an additional 12 points of fire damage. And my bonus action is
this one crumples to the ground and moves no more.
All right. Is he dead or is he just unconscious?
He's not moving. You're gonna. You don't have a medicine check to make right now because you're using action
stepping forward, and I'm hitting this man with my hammer, and that is a 30 to hit.
30 will hit.
Yep, and he takes 13 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And I think I'll let it in there. I want you to know
to Connor.
All right, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Can Connor hit his future husband from here?
No, Lucius is standing all the way behind you.
I pinged the future husband.
They're both green.
I'm going to give him partial cover from that position because you've got to fire through Gus's space, and his ally are both in your way.
All right, that's how about now?
If you stand there, he doesn't have any cover because you're just firing through Gus's space.
All right. It's got a lightning arrow, but don't want to hit Gus. That would be bad.
You know what? Go ahead. It's fine.
No, that's fine. I'm going to keep those spell charges for a reason. Yeah, let's go for the drow first. Arrow numero uno. We'll Sawyer's Prayum. I should have saved it for the future husband because that would have been funny. But this, we'll just keep going with this. That is a 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, yeah, you could slay him.
Yep, that is 12 piercing.
Okay.
Second arrow. 22 to hit.
Also hits.
Another 13.
Okay. He is beyond bloodied now.
Beyond bloodied. The artificial blood. Third arrow. 29 to hit.
That'll hit.
I roll when it matters. Another 13 damage.
Okay. And this one also drops to the ground. This pale, glowing weapon clatters to the floor and stops moving.
Bonus, a free action to wink at the really hot guy.
Gus, do you appreciate that?
I mean,
What's your response when Connor winks to you?
Jokes. Jokes.
It's going to bring us to Lucius.
Let's go ahead and see if I can't take care of this mimic thingy that's here. With an Eldritch Blast. That's a crit.
That might do the trick. Yeah, that's what you want to see.
$22 force damage from that shot.
Okay.
a lot.
It is. Well, I mean, it's a door, but it's a bloody door now.
Yeah. Let's see if I can make it even more less door-like.
I mean, it already has like big teeth and a tongue and a sword that it's gliding.
I don't suppose pushing it 10 feet would do much of anything.
Yeah, technically it would come loose. So if you push it, I mean, behind the door is just an empty dead end.
Yeah.
And yeah, you push. Yeah, you push it in the back of the alcove, and now there's a door
Does
back
a
here.
15 hit?
15 does hit.
8 points force damage.
Okay.
Count it against the wall. And a 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
9 points force damage.
And the door suddenly reverts to just an amorphous pile of goo.
Then I shall take my 16 temporary hit points and be thankful.
Okay. So you're staying put there?
Now I'm going to think with some portals and move myself here.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's going to end my turn.
Gus,
Yeah.
the super hot guy standing next to you, speaks a word in a language that you don't understand. Do you still understand all languages, Lucius?
Yes, sir, for another hour.
Speaking in Abyssal, the word doesn't have any meaning. It's clearly just a magical incantation. And as he speaks it, the two dead drow jerk back to life, laying prone in their squares, their muscles moving erratically and unnaturally as they reach out and their fingers curl around the edge of their weapons and they begin to jerk upward. After that, he takes a step and is gone.
I mean, Sentinel. Does that count? I mean, Sentinel.
No, because he's not actually moving away from you. He's just gone.
Oh, okay. So you made it sound like he took a step away from me.
He doesn't have to move into any of these squares to do what he just did. He's just gone.
Oh, okay.
We'll just put him here to see if you find him again.
All right.
I don't have a mimic anymore. Oh, it's so sad. It's going to bring us to Numek.
I guess Numek. Oh, it's getting kind of crowded on that side of the portal.
It is, a little bit.
He does need to get his sword.
Yeah. Can he scoop a sword up from the goop?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, he will do so. And I guess think with portals to get over here.
He can't stand in that square. He can move through Gus's square and get to one of the adjacent ones.
Yeah, okay.
If he does so, he is going to trigger an attack of opportunity from this guy, though.
Yeah, you're right. Can I move through Connor's space to get to here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Are these spares viable?
Sure, they are. There's just a torch burning in one of them.
Let's give that drow 3 happy slashes.
Only 3?
I mean, maybe we'll see. That's a 12 to hit,
12 does not hit.
and you missed the Happies and Sigil joke. Does a 16 hit?
16's in Sigil.
Okay, third attack.
Actually, you should be rolling at advantage because they're still prone.
Oh,
See if that first attack hits.
yeah. So that's not gonna hit. Does a 16 didn't hit?
16 does not hit.
Okay, well, I mean, that turns the advantage turns that into a 21,
That'll do it.
and then that's a 14 for the third hit, so only one land. Only one. I'm guessing you don't care about psychic damage or slashing damage against these guys.
No, you can just give me the lump.
Okay, then you're looking at 22 slashing and psychic damage.
Okay. And is Numac moving or staying put there?
Numac is good where he is.
Going to bring us to Alex.
Okay, and seeing how both of these guys are prone, Alex is going to move there, load a rune bullet into his gun, and I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from that one as Alex lights a bonfire under him.
That is a 14.
Okay. Want fire damage? 'Cause this is how we get fire damage. 18 fire damage.
Okay.
That's the end of Alex's turn. Steely will take a swipe at this one,
Sure.
hitting an armor class of 26.
That'll hit.
This one for 10 force damage.
Ian is Steely
That's
moving
a
to staying
cross.
put. That's it. Okay, it's going to bring us back to Gus.
Can I? Trying to think. Gus is going to yell that the other guy turned invisible, and that is a going to make a comment that is a weakness that we seem to. That's a thing we seem to keep getting surprised about, and then I'm going to hit this guy with my.
We're just down here to find my lamp!
We're... Okay, green flame blade. At advantage. That is a 30 to hit.
Sure.
All right. The one that's in the bonfire takes 14 magical bludgeoning damage and 11 fire damage.
And he's dead again.
And then his other compatriot takes 5 fire damage.
And he's also dead again.
And then Gus sidesteps the thing. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And yeah.
Looking back around the corner now. And we come off initiative. What's next?
Oh. He's gone.
Lucius will comment to the others that I doubt that those two were lucid, but they did order me to get back into their what they called a cage. Lucius gestures back past the blades.
Alex is going to inspect the area where the mimic was.
And there's nothing there but a dead mimic.
Okay. I also want to inspect where these spikes came out of the wall. Does it look like a mechanism that drove them out, or...?
It does. It looks like a mechanism. It doesn't look like anything you did inside triggered them.
And, do I think I could recognize that going forward by looking at the walls carefully?
It's possible, but
Okay.
we're talking about moving very, very slowly through these caves.
Okay.
Anybody got time? Gus is gonna bend down and like pick up the weapons that the drow were using.
And they're short swords made out of some kind of pale metal that's giving off a very soft glow.
Careful not to touch the blade.
Did drow use a lot of poison?
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I almost said careful not to touch the hilt.
And Alex, as you
Always
examine,
the handle of a blade is probably about par for a drow.
examining the short swords, you see a spot right where the blade enters into the hilt down the tang of the weapon, like a needle point hole.
Mm-hmm.
And around the other side of the pommel, where you would grip it, there's a spot where the base of your thumb could depress a part of the leather strap. And there is indeed a mechanism to release poison onto the blade of the weapon.
Are the blades themselves magical since they're glowing?
They are.
These
What
are
about
short
their-
swords?
Short swords.
Okay.
Whoever they
well,
are, they're obviously very well equipped.
Gus gathers both of the short swords up,
Okay.
puts them in their sheaths if they've got sheaths.
On their
And
bodies,
then-
yeah, you have to unstrap them from their belts.
Right. Yes, I'll do that, and then I'll. What?
Alex takes a look at this thing and sees if there's any way to set a safety for that poison release.
That's why I'm putting them back in the sheath.
I mean, there's not a safety as such, just you have to be
Uh-huh.
trained to use the weapon properly, and if you are, you know not to poison yourself with it.
And then I'm going to put them in. I'm going to gesture Alex over and drop them in the bag.
Sure.
We who knows? We might need more magic weapons later.
Is there anything else of noteworthy on these bodies?
What about their armor?
Oh, they're
So
wearing studded leather armor, but it's difficult to search them because the studs of leather are actually these very sharp protrusions in this black metal.
I mean, Gus is wearing gauntlets.
Okay. I mean, you wouldn't want them to grab you by the hair and rake your face across it.
Right.
But unless you want their armor or their boots or something like that.
I mean, is anything else they're wearing magical?
No.
Okay. Lucius, you're wearing studded leather armor currently, right? You did put your armor on finally?
I mean, I would really rather you not bring that up every single time, but yes, I am wearing studded leather armor.
No, I mean, I genuinely didn't remember. I'm not. I'm just checking. This is the last time I'll bring it up.
Don't appreciate the shade that's being thrown here.
I'm not trying to throw shade. I legitimately was just.
Alex will clear out a bit and leave some room, and he's going to have Steely just drag the two bodies over to here.
And as he does, Steely notices in the ceiling, in this position,
Mhm.
where a stone trap door has been slid aside. And up there is a small cavity, big enough space for two people to reside comfortably. And inside, there's two small chairs to sit on and a table, and a wooden bench along one wall that has a straw rush thrown over the top of it. And on the far wall of this little compartment, which isn't any bigger than maybe 15 foot across, a large metal lever set into the side of the wall in the down position.
Alex will climb up there, check for traps as he goes. In particular, check before he touches this lever. Should I roll that?
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
That's an investigate of 23.
23. No, nothing. I mean,
And
the
yeah,
lever
I'll put the
itself
lever
looks
back up
suspicious.
into the other position.
And as you do, you winch the metal spikes in the hallway to yourself back into the wall. And now that they're hidden again, they are completely imperceptible.
Is there anything else in this chamber?
Some
Aside from a bench and the...
a half-eaten meal.
Mhm.
Maybe a pair of dice to pass the time.
If I close... Is there a way to close the door behind me?
Yeah, there's a mechanism by which would cause the rock to slide back into place. And again, if you do that from the outside, the alcove is imperceptible.
So if
On
it's
the
two
inside,
people,
what can
right?
I see once I close it?
Once you close it, you're in this 15-foot space alcove.
So there's nothing that necessarily alerts me to things going on outside. Okay.
Not that you can tell.
It fits two people, you said, right? Not
Mhm.
three.
Two people could be. It's pretty cramped because these two drow were up in there.
Right.
But there's enough space to stand up. There's enough space to sit down comfortably, and there's a bench along one wall where one of them could recline.
Hmm.
Maybe they heard us blundering through here. Wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, we're not that quiet though. I guess something about maybe that door gave it away. Maybe they just had an alarm spell in the corner. Simple enough.
Yeah, any of us could have pulled that off, but they've given it the same setup.
Okay, what's next?
I'm going to go ahead and dismiss the arcane gate.
It gone.
So,
No more gate.
that was very useful. I'm really happy about that.
It saves some very painful, like, closing the distance for me.
You did.
So now we gotta watch out for trapdoors in the ceiling. Wonderful.
Still puzzling over the markings on that plinth.
Suppose we. Oh right, there was cries for help from down here. I guess we should enter. We should.
There was one cry. Help me!
Yeah. And only Connor heard it, I believe, right?
Well, we previously
Only Connor
Heard
got
it.
close enough to hear it call out,
Yeah.
yes.
heard it from down here. So
Looking off this direction, the path curves back up here. And looking down this direction, it opens up into a slightly larger cave area. With an obvious cave-in. And roll initiative.
Roll on initiative. Bonk.
Also bonk.
I bought that game on Wii Virtual Console and it sucked. I was lied to. I remember being a kid and seeing the commercials for like the TurboGrafx 16 and being like, oh, that looks awesome. But I never got to play one. Never knew anybody who had one. Nope. Sucked. All right. 4 or 5? 4. Gus.
Yep.
As you turn and step into this area, the fog roils up along the floor, and 4 minotaurs made out of mist rise up from it, each bearing a great axe, also made out of mist. Alex, you're up first.
We don't see
Can you
them on
pick
the
those
map.
up and drop them again? so
Cannot
we
see
can
the
see 'em?
Minotaurs.
There you go.
Hey!
Kane, jump!
Let's move back.
Now, they're made of
Well,
mist. They're not actually whirly. They're not spinning.
Oh yeah, it's a different boss. Yeah.
Let's target this one,
Yeah.
Okay?
and let's go ahead and get a shot on them.
Okay.
So we'll see how much they like magical bullets.
Right. You don't attack it when it's mist. You attack it when it's formed. That's the.
So that hits armor class of 14.
Okay.
Should I roll damage?
If you want.
Gotta play those
4.
remasters.
18 magical piercing.
Then the bullet passes harmlessly through the smoke monster.
Yep. I've got 2 more shots, but I don't think I will use them. Let's send Steely up to get over to here. Skirting around that one, he'll take a swing. That'll hit an armor class of 21.
Okay.
And it will deal 4 force damage.
And Steely's claw passes harmlessly through the smoke monster.
Alright, that's the end of our turns.
It's going to bring us to Numac.
Numac will move here and dodge.
and dodge. This brings us to Connor.
Dodging sounds like a good idea. Since apparently our weapons are passing right through them.
Mm-hmm. You're dodging in that position?
Let me... these are 5, 10... Yeah, let's get over here.
Okay.
Yep.
That's going to bring us to Gus.
I'm going to try to enter this square.
And you can. And just you disturb the mist that makes up the creature, and it kind of coalesces around you. So now this minotaur made out of mist is draped around your form.
And I'm going to go step out of the mist. And I'm going to step over here. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. No attack of opportunity.
He doesn't swing at you.
30. I'm just going to stand here. I don't think they're real. I don't think they can hurt us. Oh, why does that keep happening?
Because you keep picking up my monsters. This
I'm not...
one's leaving Steely's threat range.
Alex?
No action.
So also leaving Numac's threat range.
No action.
This one's leaving Gus's threat range.
Yeah, no action.
And
It's fine.
Steely's.
Yeah, that's fine.
This one's leaving Gus's threat range.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Lucius was dodging, is that correct?
Numac was dodging. Lucius hasn't had an action yet.
Oh, Lucius hasn't gone yet. Okay. I have a 17 to hit Connor.
Connor was dodging, if it matters.
It is. It doesn't. I knew somebody was dodging.
Yeah.
17 to hit Connor.
Yeah. That hits.
Okay. 14 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
I have a 20 to hit Alex.
Yeah.
That seems
Fine.
unfair.
14 points of slashing damage. I have a 20 to hit Lucius.
That does.
Yeah. 11 points of slashing damage. And
Sure.
I have a 23 to hit Gus.
Ooh, I'll allow it.
Ooh. 21 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
As the 4 Minotaurs move into position and heft their axes over their head, you watch as the mist that makes up the axe coalesces for a moment into iron, and they bring them down on you. As they do, their forms dissipate and evaporate to nothingness, but the slashes their axes make through you are real enough. And now we can come off initiative. What's next?
Party strength has been eroded.
Don't like that. That sucked.
No, I don't like it either.
Steely, looking down this way, it turns sharply to the right, and right here is another pool with another silvery orb floating above it. Identical in all respects, as far as you can tell, to the one that you saw previously.
Okay.
Got another one of those blood pools again?
It wasn't blood, it was liquid metal. Had a silvery sheen to it.
Yeah, Lucius was thinking about the blood mists or whatever.
Was there anything specifically different about the mist determined to Minotaurs versus the rest of the cave?
No, just as you entered into this cave, the mist in the cave swirled around and coalesced into monsters. And then the monsters took a bite out of you.
Gus is looking down this caved-in thing and just looking for anybody.
Okay.
Since we did hear a cry for help.
Did you previously make the wisdom save against that cry for help?
Yeah, somebody made a saving throw.
I did make a save, but I don't remember if I passed it or not.
Well,
I heard it.
You must have if we didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's just a cave-in.
Okay.
Where's the new metal and orb?
Roundabout's here, just right in the middle of the path.
Is it that big, the liquid metal?
Well, something like that. Maybe
It's a pool.
8 foot in diameter. It's in the middle of the floor, but there's space for you to step around it on either side. You wouldn't have to trudge through it. And the path continues forward and then sharply turns to the right.
Alex will take his vial of this stuff and just swing it between the orb and the again.
And you cause the vibrations of the pool and the orb to reverberate. And the humming warps and distorts. But now you don't, I mean, you're too far away from the blood room to hear noticeable movement of liquid.
Right.
Gus is going to step around and then just kind of go into the end of the path here.
Okay? And it is a dead end.
No door.
No door, no nothing.
Do you want to go back while Lucius understands all spoken and written language? Do we want to go back to this room and read the plinths? Not the plinths.
I mean, there's an immense amount of text there. Like, I feel like, and we were pretty sure it was an actual, like they were both arcane invocations and not like information.
Yeah, I don't think.
But it would only take a minute or two, so.
I don't know if there'll be much to gain, but we have time.
Yeah, given that I don't think we're in any particular hurry, I think that's not a bad idea.
I mean, 10 Cells wants us to be in a hurry.
And there's still more dripping in the blood fog room than there was when you first came upon it. In fact, looking at it now, it looks like there's a larger quantity of blood pouring down the pillars than there was last time you looked as well. And you surmise that Alex disturbing the other metal pool caused more blood to fall down into the fog. However, there's no activity at the moment, just dripping.
I have prestidigitation. I can clean myself up afterward.
Then why didn't you clean me off?
Because you needed to learn a lesson, and Lucius starts to read the inscriptions. Now, this is a literal translation. This isn't like give any kind of nuance or anything to the text.
And it's summoning magic, some kind of conjuration.
Yeah, and Lucius says
Does it
no,
say what it summons?
no new information to be gained.
Oh, I was just wondering, like, if it would tell us what was being summoned and like the trigger for the summoning.
Got nothing of the sort.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess we've only got
Onward up here. It looks like.
we've only got one path left. Well,
Yeah.
unless we want to go off the map.
Yeah, I think metagame wise, let's just continue on this map.
Yeah.
We're almost done. I'm sure this will all like wind around that we have to use every last bit of. There'll be like a loop and it'll come out here somehow.
Oh, sorry.
Looking down this direction, I did not mean to drop the revealer on Gustavus's face.
Fine.
It's impossible to see past about here. Because looking into this cave, it widens out to the left and right, but crisscrossing from wall to wall, all across the opening to the cave and both of the alcoves to the side, and then deeper still, are huge spider webs. Thousands of them. Not the like pillowy cobweb style that you guys see in the barge from time to time. These are big rope-like webs with
Shelob style.
smaller networks of webbing in between them. They're more reminiscent of your web spell than anything an actual spider would spin.
Big old Shelob style.
I seem to recall in one of your lectures, Alex, that drow like spiders.
Yeah, Drow loves spiders. Drow fucking loves spiders. Like literally fucking. That's not a expletive in that case, in that bit of speech.
We burn all of
Looks
this,
as
right?
though there is a passageway through. It's just
Is there?
bound up by these webs. It looks like it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like a way through the webs.
The passage continues into 2 alcoves to the side, and then the passage does continue forward, but you can't see what's there because the webs become so thick.
So, you know what the funny thing is about losing your Lantern of Revealing?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, you end up with a lot of lamp oil that you don't have a use for anymore.
I like the cut of your jib.
Here we go, oil flask. So I
As
have
it's
12 flasks of lamp oil in my bag of holding right now.
12 flasks?
Yes.
I will let you pick 12 squares of this webbing to completely burn away.
Okay.
As this goes on, Connor looks up at the ceiling to make sure there's no hidey holes the drow may drop out of.
I want everybody else to make me a perception check while Alex is burning away this webbing.
Oh, okay.
16.
Actually, hold on.
Perception check.
I'm gonna take a mulligan on that.
21.
Non-cipher bonus. 21?
Yep.
Yeah, watch my back while I'm doing this, obviously.
Yeah.
A big old 10. for
16.
Connor.
Okay. Lucius,
Sir.
as he sets to work lighting the spider webs on fire, at first, I mean, you think this is a great idea. We've got all this spare lamp oil. We might as well burn all the spider webs. There's going to be a demon spider monster. However,
Yeah.
as the webs are flammable. They're doused in lamp oil. They're strong enough to hold the weight of the oil as it splashes through them. But they burn like any spider web would. You can't help but notice that every time the flames catch part of the web and it burns away, it sends ripples of movement through all of the other webs. And you watch as these ripples snake up over the ceiling and into the network of webbing down past the tunnel.
I'm willing to bet that whatever you just did has alerted the spider friends to the danger coming.
But you do have a safe passage directly through here. It's just there's more webbing at this area in front of you.
See, I have Flame Strike, which is probably a little overkill for what we're doing here.
I also have Firebolt. We need to burn them aflame, and then of course
I could use bonfires too.
Yeah,
If we want
create
a firebolt
bonfire.
bonfire. That's gonna take like a round each, but. So yeah, Alex will cast create bonfire on this square.
Okay, and Lucius, every time you burn, you watch the webbing. It sends motion all through them.
And then this square.
Okay, yeah, bonfires effortlessly burn away a full square of webbing. You're not having any difficulty. It's somewhat slow going, so you have to stop and cast the cantrip every few moments. And then it takes a few moments for that square to completely burn.
Every time he's doing this, he's firing a bullet, so it's making a lot of other loud noise.
And there's a T-junction ahead of you.
Does that?
Don't let
have
the map
webs?
fool you. The entire T-junction is crisscrossed with webbing.
I'm gonna add a little bit of extra room to work with.
Can't wait for us to have all this stuff grow back later.
Is anybody else doing anything special while Alex is making this magic happen?
I'm
Lucius is
following him.
keeping an eye out.
So from that point, you think there's about 20 more feet of webbing to burn through, and then you can see the passage on the other side notably start to widen. And as you approach, you start hearing sounds in the cavern in front of you. Sounds like the chirping of crickets. However, the cavern itself is dark.
Could be a cricket farm if we're lucky.
And
When have we been lucky, Alexander?
I mean, once or twice.
Why would
They're good eating.
you ever play cards with me? I have horrible luck.
Okay, well, there could be a cricket farm if we cheat.
Gus throws his torch.
Cricket's the size of a horse, maybe.
Here, let me get you a 2 Numex. And I owe you some of this map already.
Widens in the narrows like that?
It's just something we've previously been down.
Ah, okay. That
Okay, so we're here.
Ah, okay. No, now it makes sense. Now I'm picking up what's put down.
I didn't put anything down.
So we're like right there.
I'm debigifying.
Debigulate.
Go ahead and place yourselves back in that web tunnel for now.
Okay.
So I can describe this.
Like,
larger
back
room.
here, we're here.
Yeah, we just
Back in this hallway here, because you haven't
Yeah, okay.
quite entered into this room yet. You hear the sound of the chirping of crickets in the room. And it's completely dark, except for the light you're carrying from your torch and the smoldering webs behind you. And you notice that the fog is a little bit thicker on the floor all around. There's a passage that leads off to the south and one to the north, and there's more webbing in the tunnel on the far end.
Okay. I'm going to send Steely out to about here.
Hey, roll initiative before Steely moves out there.
Yep. Like, should I put him like here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
How you doing, Connor?
Hunky dory.
What did I roll for Lucius? Oh, right. A butt.
A butt?
A butt. I rolled a butt for Lucius.
Looks like you tied with my butt.
We could be butt buddies, Bricker.
Can we? Can we really? Simon will be mad?
I'm more worried about what Peanut would think.
She doesn't have to know. I won't tell if you won't, Daddy. That's going to bring us to Alex.
Excellent. I love it.
So why? What do I sense when we go on initiative? Like, what do I think is going to happen?
Absolutely nothing. You tell me.
Well, Alex was going to send Steely to about here,
Okay.
and for his action, he was going to move out to here and, I guess, dodge.
And Numac.
Dumac is going to take a position near Alexander and dodge as well.
It's going to bring us to Connor.
That's me.
Sure is, buddy.
I mean, yeah, dodge.
And Gus.
There's no perception of danger, so
All right, so we have a light source on Steely, right?
Yeah, it's got a continual flame coin.
Okay, so Gus is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to move down here. 30 right here. And he's going to throw... How far can you throw a torch? Like, what is the distance for throwing things? What is the range increment on a torch?
Probably depends on your strength. I mean, I would say you could easily throw a torch anywhere in this room with 24 strength.
Okay.
Standing in this position and looking south, you see where it opens up into an immense cavern to the point where you can't see the ceiling or the walls or anything. It's just from this position, the tunnel just opens up completely and it just looks like darkness beyond. It reminds you of the caves that you spent 57 days sailing through.
Okay, so Gus is just going to throw torch here so that we have 30 feet. It's like 30 feet of light, right?
I think 10 and 20 or so. Like 10 of bright and 20 of dim, or 20 of each.
Yeah.
It illuminates the rest of the area. It's like
right, yeah.
Is that the end of Gus's turn?
Yep.
Lucius.
Lucius is going to come up into the middle of the group here and dodge.
As you guys are entering into this room and kind of spreading out, it's not a perfectly uniform floor. The fog is a little denser, and you have to be careful where you step because there are rocky outcroppings all over the place. And here and there, you feel the crunch of your boot as you step on one of these crickets down here. You notice there's multitudes of them, although they get thicker towards the back corner of the room on the far wall away from you, where there seem to be larger nests.
Oh, where I threw the torch?
That's why you can see them, kind of packed up against this far wall here. And then the shrieking starts. Hideous, horrible, ear-splitting, piercing sounds as hundreds and hundreds of bats come swirling down from overhead, engulfing your head and flapping and fluttering for a moment, and very quickly tracing their way out through this opening and into the darkness beyond. And as the sound of the shrieking echoes away, you hear someone in that direction blowing a horn.
Yep.
Seems like a great place to call it for the week.
Yeah.
Just right there. The module actually tells me every single creature you just alerted to your presence. And it's pretty impressive.
We were never
You
going
don't-
to be quiet anyway.
You don't operate You don't operate on the modules. You make them your own, Brickred.
I mean, this stuff's already in the module, though. Like, it's stuff that I would add if it wasn't there, but it is. So I'm just like, oh, cool. Like the mimic door, that was me.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to go dark for a little while I add up some experience points and set up a straw poll. If you guys want to think about some blips, I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
We are doing blips. Okay.
The most creative today.
Arcane Door was
Lucius.
pretty good.
Yeah, Lucius.
Yeah.
Arcane Door. Yeah.
It's like, I think we were like in a similar situation way back in the first campaign where we needed some space, and Terran just started throwing portals out. We furthered the party's goals the most today. I would say Connor, because even getting into that scuffle with the two drow and the hot dude,
Dude.
like, I think that gives us a better idea of what we're up against here by virtue of the fact that he made that save.
Yeah, I think.
So we're giving it to Connor Because he resisted the hot guy's advances.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that encounter could have gone a whole lot worse if we hadn't had such a handle on that encounter.
If
And
I,
if you hadn't, then we would have been pretty boned.
what is your wisdom save?
+4.
So you like mine's +3, but I
I
seem
was
to
a
can't.
badass today.
Uh,
So I would say Alexander just double tap those things. Double tapping those drow.
double taps everything though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
triple tap things now for the most part.
I'm going to say.
Blat blat.
I'm going to say Connor again for his just the whole he was a pretty big badass when he was being mind controlled. Unfortunately, you know, it was but well, I mean, listen, you attacked your own party with extreme efficiency and prejudice.
It's what we do every time one of us gets charmed, though.
I mean,
know.
I actually held back a little bit this time because I usually don't hold back when I'm mind controlled, but Alex could really mess someone up.
I mean, like I said, you did more damage to me than the Minotaurs did.
Yeah. And I was holding back. That was all. I'm just gonna get in here with melee because you're holding me down, so I don't want to shoot you.
And for intangibles, I say Lucius. For the don't worry, I can prestidigitation myself clean.
One of the small joys of my life when Hina will lay on the couch and her belly will be exposed, and I'll get a cold can of Pepsi out of the fridge and sneak up behind her. And it's just one of the great joys of life, and I'm delighted to report that my dog Lulu has the same reaction. Because I sit in here, and it's really cold in here. My hands get really cold. As she's napping on the couch, and I put my hand against the flat of her belly, she jumps 3 feet in the air. It's wonderful. Probably counts as animal abuse.
Yeah, that's pooch
It,
abuse.
it does seem pretty cruel, yes.
Should probably cool it on that. How about 900 experience points for each of you? That's for
I'll accept that.
the Door Mimic, the 2 Drow, and the Will-o'-the-Wisp.
Door mimic.
Gimmick.
Man, we sure fell for that, huh, guys?
So the idea is if you follow the Will-o'-the-Wisp, it just takes you back in there and you get ambushed by Drow. And I just thought, well, they're not all gonna go back there at the same time, so I need to put something in the dead end that's enticing, and I thought a locked door would be just the thing.
That's okay. I've noticed this session that you had many, many things to allure Connor with. I have taken note of that.
So this dungeon, it's one of the levels from the Dungeon of the Mad Mage book,
Mad Mage.
which is just a mega dungeon book. I just used one level from it. So there's a lot of stuff in here that's just kind of for flavor, which in a mega dungeon is appropriate, right? Like, it's appropriate. Oh, you hear the help me, and you go investigate, and it turns out to be nothing. But in the final dungeon of this campaign, like, I don't want anything to be nothing. All right, who wants to make a case for some blips?
I can go.
Alex.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sure we can handle this for deciding, hey, let's just burn our way through the web.
I mean, that works.
I got the lamp oil, let's just go.
I like it.
That's it.
Who's next?
I'll go because I just have the video. I'm not even going to claim anything because we're not going to get another. I'm not going to get another level before the end of the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's next?
I'll go. I have knowledge is paramount for admonishing Gustavus for burning up the wooden box at that dead end. Yeah, that's what Lucius did when Gustavus burned up that box, and also for probing a lot of the inscriptions and stuff in the cavern.
Well, which one do you want the blip for? I can't give you.
I mean,
blip
just
for
saying in
tieflings.
general, like I'm just saying in general.
Blips aren't general. Blips are by definition specific.
You're specific.
I don't even know what you mean by that.
And while I had the floor, I don't want to make anybody jealous, but my husband put a snickerdoodle in my hand, and it is delicious.
Does he know that I'm your new butt buddy?
I'll tell him in a moment. Now that I have my snickerdoodle.
Does he know the snickerdoodles are my favorite cookie?
You know what? Maybe I'm just a traditionalist, but like nothing beats just a soft chocolate chip cookie.
I like oatmeal
Those are good
raisin.
too.
Oatmeal raisin's an excellent cookie, and my wife
Yeah.
makes a mean batch.
Yeah, oatmeal raisin's real good. I don't love chocolate chip, but I'll eat them out of the oven.
So
Yeah, that's all I got. I just have the ideal.
okay. Connor, do you want any?
Yes, please. Alignment, neutral, good. Good acts exist beyond the realms of order and chaos, and achieving them is the most important thing. For chasing after the will-o-wisp, thinking it was Faye bullshit, much to the chagrin of the rest of his party.
Technically undead bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. Ideals, I must warn everyone of the very real dangers of Fae and fiends and Fae and undead and Fae and other monsters. For when Gus said that's Fae bullshit, trying to imply that you shouldn't be chasing after it, it's because it leads us into danger. Connor went, I know it's Fae bullshit. That's why I'm chasing after it, and I'm going to lead us into danger.
Sounds like something an adventurer would do.
We're not adventurers, though, thank goodness. Subtlety, diplomacy are not in my lexicon. For looking at the really hot guy and going, I can fix him.
So, for some reason, the adventure like specifies that it's an incubus, not a succubus.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So its charm effect wouldn't work unless the men in this party are gay.
I knew, Matt the player knew immediately, like, oh no, this is an incubus.
Oh, and absolutely.
Connor, oh, absolutely not. Connor is sure he can fix him.
Here we go.
The problem is, like, the succubus in the monster manual, like, she's not even that hot. Like, I'm not into.
I don't know.
I'm not into either of these.
I don't know.
The Sturge on the facing page, though. Wow.
Okay, Brick Road. Like, I'm gonna have to rescind my butt buddy offer.
Oh, this is as gay as we've ever gotten. Who wants to, we award one blip for the most creative solution to a problem this session.
I was Lucius for the Arcane Gate.
For thinking with portals.
Oh, you mean the spell that completely trivialized that entire encounter?
I'm sorry, Brick Road.
Is that the spell we're giving Lucius a blip for? Those dudes had fairy fire and multi-attack and like some other mean tricks, and I gave them 1.5 life bars. And I don't even think they hit anybody, did they? They didn't even get to attack.
No, I don't think I got to deal any
No.
damage.
Tore them up.
I actually surged their faces in. Sorry.
So
Yeah.
You're also giving Lucius the assist blip for that, correct? Who furthered
Yeah.
the party's goals the most?
That was that Connor for something? That was Connor for something, but I don't remember what.
It was Connor for resisting the hot guy's advances.
Yeah.
That it was a
If he
party goal.
hadn't, that would have really like thrown a wrench into how that combat played out.
And who was the badass?
Connor for his brutal efficiency in attacking his own party.
Yeah, no, he lit Lucius up. If I didn't have 10 hit points, I would have been bloodied.
And we give one for intangibles.
Was Lucius for the comment that No, no, don't worry. I have prestidigitation. I'll just clean myself up,
So Lucius
which I take as a personal attack.
and Connor has our straw poll. I'm assuming for the same reason.
You can fix them. Don't worry.
So blips are worth 666.
Good number.
Alex has 3 and earned 1.
Yep.
Connor had
Is that
6
with-
and earned 6. Gus had
Is
6
that-
and earned 1.
Huh?
And Lucius had 2 and earned 3.
Oh wow, I don't have to spend any to level up. All right. Turns out being a horny, shameless asshole can really rake in the blips.
And you keep saying that Ranger is underpowered.
That put you up to 12 now?
I am level 12. I
What
get
fantastic things do you get at 12?
I can get a feat or ability points.
ASI?
Yeah.
Where do feet go, Brick Road?
On your character sheet.
Well, I mean, I keep a blanket under my desk that I rest mine on when I'm at my computer.
Damn it.
And sometimes Edgar pees on it because he's an asshole.
That's a bummer.
Pea blanket. Is your pea blanket warm at least?
I mean, it's fine.
I'm gonna take crossbow expert.
I don't leave it there when there's pee on it. I replace it and wash the dirty one.
You have like a backup pea. You have a backup pea
We have a
blanket.
whole drawer of backup blankets. We have
Yeah, we have a full linen closet full of. We actually have like more blankets than I think common sense here.
yeah,
this house.
that's us too. All right, so that was fun, and next week we'll find out who's blowing this terrible horn and what lies beyond.
I'm assuming it's the drow. Because
Probably.
yeah,
Just so you guys got through
or more minotaurs.
all of these
Good
tunnels.
chunk of the dungeon.
That's pretty
Yep.
pretty good. And you got through part of this area as well.
Yeah.
Should I take sharpshooter?
I mean, do you like
it's
hitting?
helpful. You,
I love hitting. Hitting
Well, you
is
probably won't be using sharpshooter all the time like I do.
All right. We'll see everybody next week. And
Yep.